You're listening to Legein Fio, a Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play podcast, starring Kaitlyn G, Loganne Digma, Chrissie Annie H, and Nelly. Thank you for tuning in, and enjoy!
Last we left off, we finally made it out from the underground. We made it up to the surface in what seems to be, this ravine. It's daylight out. We don't know how long we were down there, but pretty much that is where we are starting off our session today. Philly, you wanted to, fly up and look around?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to fly up, over, so I could see over the ravine and look around and see what's our surrounding area.
Alright, go ahead, do perception.
You always want to do perception and not investigation, and it is...
Well, this is a perception thing. It's not really you're not really investigating.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got a nat 20.
Okay. Yes, you did! Very nice! Alright,
I see everything.
I see it all! I can see God! I can see God! She's ugly! No.
I'm like, hi, Annie.
It's like I just push you back down, like...
Get back in the universe.
Get back in there! Get back in there right now! Alright, so you are looking around. You can see this ravine goes on for quite a while, and on either side, on the tops of the ravine, it looks pretty dry, but eventually it kind of leads out into a sparse wooded area, so there are some trees around. As you turn around, basically directly under you is this, just like a cluster of the boulders and such that are now covering the exit to the cave you had just been out of. And you can kind of see where the ground rises and then falls again over the top of the caverns, which seems to be further underneath further under the ravine. And you can't see very far beyond that, but it does look like there is further to go behind you. So that would be to the east.
Is there any ocean nearby, like a town? Geographically, can I determine are we on the coast? Are we in the middle of an island? What's kind of my vibe with that?
It's a bit hard to... You can't see any villages from where you currently are, but you can pretty much surmise it definitely feels like you're in, a landlocked area. It doesn't seem like you're anywhere near the coast.
Okay, cool. I will fly back down to my companions and report, basically all that information to them. I'll kind of flutter back down and land back on the, on the little cliff side, I guess you could call it.
Lorelei will think for a second and, hey God, question. This is a stretch. What time of day is it? Is the sun is it noon? Is the sun at its peak? Is the sun setting a bit? What time of day is it?
I'd say it's, in the afternoon, maybe around 1, 2-ish in the afternoon.
Okay. And... No. I was gonna pull some stuff we can use the sun to navigate the direction back to the nearest town based on this position. Is there any way I would be able to make some kind of connection? If the sun is currently around noon-ish, just past noon, is there any way I would know which way to go to the nearest town or figure out where we are?
I'll have you make a survival check here.
Okay, I just want to see where we are.
While you're making that check, with your nat 20 over there, Philly, you do also see the child is currently climbing around on top of the rocks.
I'll just keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't fall so I can swoop down and rescue her if needed.
I got a 14 on survival.
Alright, so since this is your first time really on the mainland, it's pretty hard to surmise, but from the direction you remember traveling in the first place to get to the capital, you figure that the further east you go, the most likely you are to either hit the river that goes through the country and therefore will lead to a town of some sort, or just run into another town that way.
Okay. Then, with this knowledge bestowed upon Lorelei by God, she's gonna look to the party, based on the info that Philly gave her. Well, if we follow the river east, therefore there should be some sort of civilization that way too. Usually towns like to nest by rivers.
All right, whatever you say. In that case, so we're kind of like further down into the ravine, so we'll have to climb or fly out to get to the surface, yes?
If you want to get out of the ravine, yes, or you can just keep walking in the ravine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I'll kind of look up towards, like, out of the ravine. Should we try to climb out? Maybe we'll have a better chance of seeing something? Or maybe we're more protected down here and we can walk along the ravine.
I look down at my hooves and remember falling back inside the cave. I think I'll stick to the ground.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you want to go up to the top.
Yeah. I say I'm gonna stick to the ground. I don't want to climb out.
What's wrong with climbing?
Okie dokie, let's continue following the ravine. And then, like, can we kind of see, like, a path that will take us east, still sticking, like, kind of in the cliffs of the ravine?
Not necessarily path, but, I mean, the ravine itself kind of just goes in that direction, so...
Okay. Did we come out of the bottom of the ravine, or, like, along the wall?
You basically came out from, like, the bottom of it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it seems like the cave system was, underneath the ground of the ravine.
Got you. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yo.
So yeah, I suppose we can just keep following the ravine then. Come on, Brie.
Aw. She, hops down the rocks and just jogs to catch up with you.
I love this child.
That makes one of us.
Mean.
I mean, I expected that response from Shunk, but...
I know,
That
honestly.
is true.
So shall we head through the ravine?
Yes, let's. As Lorelei just follows behind Philly. I'm assuming the child's staying close to Philly with Shunk forever.
Oh, yeah, no, Shunk was there. It's just like, he was following Brie, like, around the rocks and just, like, being tempted to just shove the child.
No!
Okay. Well, yeah, there it is. So you all start heading down the ravine. Really quick, for the DM's sake, what are you guys at HP and stuff? I don't think you guys have rested, have you?
Nope.
No.
That'd been better.
I'm all the way healed. I have at my maximum, which is 7.
Okay.
I'm 7 out of 9. I have 1 spell slot left.
Okay.
5 of 14.
Okay!
Yeah, perhaps maybe we should,
Oh god, rest, please.
Would if we're just walking east, would this count as a short rest since we're not doing anything extraneous?
I would say, walking, trying to make your way through the ravine wouldn't be super restful, but you are free to, stop and take a short rest at any point if you so desire.
Got it.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
Do we want to stop after a bit and take a short rest then, just to get some HP back? Well, for me and Shunk's case.
Yeah, we can do that. We can have you guys were walking for a while, and then you can decide to take a rest.
Okay. I'll take that short rest.
Okay. All right, so you guys are walking for a while, and then oh no, we're tired. Let's take a nap.
I like it. Shunk's like, with pleasure.
Yeah, Shunk's already asleep.
There we go. HP's maxed out again. We're good to go.
Yay. While you guys take naps, I'm gonna be like tuning my violin and kind of like practicing with it a little bit.
Aw. Brie is intently going to watch this.
Oh, can I like teach her like some things on the violin?
You can try.
I'll be like,
I mean, kind of hard to. I mean, well, would it be hard to teach someone if they don't also have a violin themselves?
I mean, I can like hand mine to her and be like, okay, like put your fingers here and like hold the bow like this, and then like run it across the strings, and then I'll like kind of show her, and then I can hand it to her and help her like learn how to play a couple notes.
Aw, cute.
As you're over here teaching Brio the violin, Lorelei, as we're resting, she's gonna scooch over to you and just kind of watch you with the violin.
Aw.
You've been mighty attached to that violin. What's its meaning?
Oh, yeah, it was a gift from my mom.
Ah, your ma, huh?
Mhm.
Were you with her when we got taken by the Black Abyss?
Oh, no, I've actually never met her. I mean, I probably had one point in my life because I'm here, but, shortly after I was born, she disappeared.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I had no idea.
It's okay, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, that's why I came to the capital. I was hoping I could follow some leads to find her.
She's the missing person you've been talking about.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Bree pats your arm. That's the best she can do.
Oh.
She just pats your arm.
I'll kind of like, when she pats my arm, I'll kind of put my hand over her hand and just kind of like smile at her as like a little silent thank you.
And she beams back at you.
Oh, I can't.
Oh. See, me as Logan loves Brie.
Ugh. You're like
Even as she's comforting Philly, Lorelei's like,
yeah. I'll kind of turn to Lorelei. Yeah, thanks for asking about her. As surprising as it may seem, I actually do really enjoy talking about her. She means kind of a lot to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise wanting to talk about a parent. My father is the one I'm closest with as well, and I understand.
Well, I sure hope that you two have a really nice relationship.
Yeah, we do. And she kind of looks over to Shunk. What is Shunk doing right now?
Shunk is way asleep.
yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
He's got like the big snot bubble.
Yeah, and like you
He's
can
like,
hear him snoring.
Shunk goes, character trauma's boring, and then just zonked out for like 15 minutes during this entire interaction.
Probably.
And how did you meet Shunk?
Oh, it's a really funny story, actually. Well, it's kind of a long one, too. You probably don't want to hear it.
I mean...
Yes! I want to hear it!
We're kind of sitting in the middle of a ravine right now while he's sleeping, so what she said.
Well, okay, back on my island, I was following a lead about my mom. I discovered this old mining tunnel, and within it had a small little shrine that could have possibly been dedicated to her. So while I was trying to unlock the shrine, I ended up setting off the trap. Next thing I knew after that, the cave started collapsing, and the next thing I knew, I was waking up in an inn, and I was slightly injured, but for the most part, I was good. I was alive. And so I continued on my journey after that, and I started noticing Shunk kind of hanging around the inn where I was staying and some of the places I would go around town. So finally one day, I don't think he thought I could see him, but I turned around and I said, well, excuse me, if you're going to be following me around all day, you might as well introduce yourself and spend some time with me. And the rest is history.
Wait, so a shrine? Was your mom, like, royalty?
Oh, well, not exactly. See, my mom her name's Kira, and on my island, she is the goddess of music.
God?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, she, on the Harclash Islands, she's only, known there, but, yeah, she is basically the creator, and let's, call her the channel of music.
So that makes you, like half a god?
I don't really consider myself half a god, but I guess that's true.
So, wait, so you don't have any, like, god powers?
Oh, no. I mean, I do some magic, but I think that just comes from, my music playing, which, I mean, I guess could come from her. I never really thought about it before.
Does Lorelei know anything about... Has she ever heard anything about a goddess of music before?
She has not.
Okay.
Lorelei's over here, like, having an existential crisis.
Yeah, like, wait. Lorelei looks you completely dumbfounded.
Is she okay?
And Bree points at Lorelei.
I'm fine, small child. I'm just curious.
Mhm.
When you say goddess of music, are you referring to her being a literal god? Or is it like a metaphor?
No, she's an actual goddess.
Right. Okay. And Lorelei's not gonna question it further.
I've never actually heard of a goddess of music, but I think it sounds really cool.
Yeah, well, she's only known around the Harclash Islands, and since those are a bit more closed off, not many people have heard of her, but I'm hoping to spread the word about her and make her a more well-known goddess, because she definitely deserves it. I mean, music is so... it's life-changing, and she's responsible for that, and I just think that's, like I said, amazing.
We should write that down in the history books.
They should, Brie. You're right. I'll kind of, like, pat her on the head.
Lorelei is writing this out in her notebook right now. Kira, goddess of music, question mark?
I'll, like, lean over and see what you're writing, and I'll be like, that's Keira, Kira.
K-E. I put K-I. K-E-I-R-A?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, gotta fix that in my notes.
So the Harclash history book say? Purely,
This revelation that Shunk is still out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shunk's heard it before.
Does Shunk know?
Oh, yeah. I told him the whole story. He's helping me find her.
So, does he, like, know her or know about her?
Well, he knows about her. I mean, he was on the Harclash Islands too, so I'm sure he's heard of her before, I came along into his life, but I've definitely taught him a lot more about her, at least what I know, now that we've become friends.
Kira, is she immortal or is she... How old is she?
The Harclash Island books and people who know about her don't really have an origin story for her. She's just always kind of existed in the island's history.
Yeah, Lorelei's having a little bit of a crisis right now, but she'll get through it.
Bree just looks fascinated here.
Interesting. Alright. Are you the only one looking for the missing goddess of the Harclash Islands?
I believe so. I've never come across anyone who has.
Write it down.
Well, besides Shunk, obviously.
If the Harclash Islands are so hard to get to, how did you get out?
Well, the thing about the Harclash Island storms is that it's harder to get to the island than it is to leave. So if I do want to go back home, it would be a risk, to say the least.
Are they very far from here?
Oh, yes, the Harclash Islands are really far away. We
Aw.
traveled a long... Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that you probably want to go visit. It is rather dangerous to get there, though.
Boo!
Well, then you must have traveled a mighty long way to get here. Why did the affairs of Verona interest you?
Oh, I mean, well, I've lived on Harclash for most of my life, and so, resources and leads about Kira were depleting, to say the least. We were running dry on any sort of clues, so we decided to branch out to the rest of the world. And, I mean, Verona's the capital, and royalties here, so I figured if anyone would know, and if anyone would have information about anything, it would probably be here.
Well,
Makes sense.
I mean, I've never heard of it.
Is she saying she's never heard of the islands or the goddess?
Yeah,
The goddess.
Varuna.
Like,
Oh.
the entirety of, like, the goddess and stuff.
Oh, okay. I was like, girl, you've never heard of the islands that you're in your...
Do you know where you are at now? Like,
I know, honestly. I'm like, child, where do you
are you
belong?
asking that in character? Because no one knows where they are right now. You're on a
No, that's a really
ravine.
good point. That's
Very
a really
true.
good point. I'll look to Bree. Well, on our journey to find some sort of town, I can tell you a lot more about her, or at least what I know, if you'd like to learn.
Okay.
You know, do you remember when I asked you about your singing voice when we were down in the pit?
Uh-huh.
Well, I heard singing coming from your direction, before we found you, and that's actually how I found you and the hole you were trapped in. And so, when it wasn't you who was singing, I like to think that my mom brought me to you to help you.
Really? So you think she's here?
Well, maybe not here, but I mean, she's a goddess, so who knows what she could do, but I like to think that she brought us together for some reason or another.
does your mother, from what you know, usually communicate via song?
It's never happened before, but I guess anything can happen, anything's possible. It did seem like it was kind of her signature, you know, being the goddess of music and all.
Goddess of music, right. Lorelei's still processing this.
Her eye is twitching.
I mean, if she is the goddess of music, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I like to think. Is Shunk still just like dead asleep?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna pick up like if it's like a small little stone or something on the ravine floor, I'm just gonna lightly toss it at him.
Okay.
Shunk, we're gonna head out in a second. You better wake up.
Okay.
Oh, he's alive.
Bree just thought he was dead this entire time. I've assumed that Bree's had the violin this whole time, so I'll gingerly take it back from her and kind of strap it back. Yeah. Well, I hope you had fun learning a little bit about music and the goddess of music.
I did.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell everyone back home. They're gonna be amazed.
I'll just kind of smile and like pat her on the kind of like the back, you know, as I get up to continue walking because she's so cute and I love her.
At least someone does.
I'm warming up to her. Listen, it's gotta be a slow build, all right? I'm getting there.
Well, like, imagine if everyone in this party just hated children and just immediately, like, left the child.
No, watch. She's gonna end up being like some powerful like sorceress, like in a kid, like as disguised as a kid or something to like test our kindness, and you guys are just gonna get smited, and I'm gonna like ascend to like a deity status. For just
Oh
actually...
no, what a shame.
Great roll for characters.
Yeah, I'll take my stuff back from her and start continuing on our way, I suppose.
Yes, if we are all ready to go, let us continue.
Seems like it. Okay.
Yippee!
What is do you guys have a specific walking order, or are you all just kind of together?
I don't know.
The scary question.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Why would you ask that? Who wants to be in front?
I'll do it. Why not?
Okay.
Okay, Shunk, do you want to be in the back or in the middle?
Shunk will probably be up the back.
Okay, then I'll be in the middle. I'm assuming behind the child, who's gonna be behind Philly.
The child is probably going to be walking next to Philly.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
All
I
right.
shall be in middle then.
Shunk gets to be in the back to watch his stupid adopted child.
All right. In that case, let's see. Philly, go ahead, make a perception check.
You don't like me, do you? Okay, that's a 14. That's not terrible. I'll take it.
All right, so, Philly, you kind of hear it first, it kind of sounds like steps, like something's moving, coming towards you. You can't entirely tell from the echo if it's like in the ravine or above the ravine, but it sounds like an animal is running around.
I'll kind of stop in my tracks and kind of like put my hand back as like in a hey, stop kind of motion.
Bree runs right into your hand. Ow!
Oh!
What?
I'll kind of like wrap her. I'll take my wing and I'll wrap it around her. And I'll kind of turn back to the group. Do you guys hear that? Like Bree, shh. Like gingerly. I'm like, let's be quiet, and Bree's what echoes throughout the ravine. I'll turn back to the rest of the group and kind of quietly. Do you guys hear that? Those footsteps?
I will have Shunk and Lorelei make perception checks now as well.
All right, let's do it.
Oh boy.
16 for Lorelei.
Ooh.
Shunk got a natty 1.
Oh.
All right. Shunk is still asleep. Shunk is basically sleepwalking right now.
Hell yeah.
All right. And let's see. Bree is going to basically wriggle her way out from under your wing, Philly. And in the meantime, Lorelei, you look up and you can see in the distance, looks like some sort of four-legged animal is walking around and seems to like turn its head and see you guys and starts bounding over towards you.
In like a good way or like a I want to eat you
aggressive
way?
bounding or
You can't really tell until it gets clearer. What you see is a llama bounding towards you guys at full speed. And Bree looks up and she just beams and havoc! And this llama just barrels over to you all.
Is this a llama in the middle of nowhere?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I love him already.
So last episode, Philly gets a child, and now she's adopting a pet.
No, now we have
Yes.
a pet to take with us too. Great.
She actually runs ahead a bit, and the llama, like, skirts to a halt, and she immediately just hugs his neck.
Bree, do you know this llama?
Yeah, this is Havoc. He's my pet llama. Pet llama.
Shunk just like narrows his eyes and it's like, what did you say?
The pet llama?
You hesitated.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Did anyone else hear that?
Nuh-uh.
Lorelei looks at this llama, narrows her eyes at it.
The llama looks at you and narrows his eyes at you as well.
How did you find us out here?
The llama looks at you. The llama cannot speak.
She looks down to the child. Suspicious.
I'm gonna lean over. Lorelei, were you just talking to that llama?
You never know.
Shunk just looks over at Lorelei, and he kind of just like raises his hammer and tilts his head.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Look, we just saw a random llama charge at us in the middle of nowhere. Is no one else suspicious?
Like I said, he's my llama. He probably just... No.
As Bree is talking, the llama, like, takes a step towards you guys, and she's trying to push him back. No. Stay.
I still love him. So I'll kind of look towards Bree now. How did he find you all the way out here?
I have no idea. He's really good at that, though.
This is gonna sound so weird. Is the llama like naked, or does it have some sort of like saddle on it, or like a saddle, like some sort of like, you know, sometimes like they'll have little like saddles or like saddle blankets on them, or like
Yeah, that
reins and stuff. Like,
that actually is a very good question, and indeed, he's got like blanket over his back. It's a red blanket.
Okay, nothing else besides like there's no insignias, no designs or anything, just the red.
You can't see the insignia from where he stands, but it seems like there might be one.
Can I kind of skirt around, not trying to like come close to intimidate him, but just kind of like skirt around so I can see if I can get a different angle of it and see if there's anything on it.
As you try to skirt around, all sneaky like, the llama just follows you, and as you get towards his side, he spits on you.
Oh! Oh! See,
Ew.
No, Havoc! No, it's okay. It's okay. They help. It's okay. Stop it.
Your attack llama has quite a defense. I'm like rubbing spit off my face.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's a very nice blanket he has on his back, Bree. Did you make it?
Me? No. But, it's,
She kind of like taps her fingers together, like trying to figure out what to say here.
family crest?
Can I insight check this child?
Yeah.
Can I also assist in that insight check?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Insight with advantage.
With advantage? Okay. Good thing got advantage. Oh, it's got cock. There you go. Oh. 7, 81, 22 on insight.
Dang!
22. All right. She's definitely telling the truth, but she does seem very nervous, but not necessarily because she's hiding something. More that she's nervous to give too much detail about herself. Like, very much seems like there's still this level of a stranger danger. Like, she doesn't really know how much she wants to open up yet. So it's definitely nothing malicious, just very nervous.
She's being a decent child. She's being aware.
Honestly,
okay.
Yeah, we're kind of the bad guys here. We're like, hi, kid, where are you from? Where are your parents? What's your social security number?
Yeah,
And, like, she's
everything
being-
that like a child would be told not to say.
Yeah, she's actually being a responsible little, I don't know, 10-year-old or something like that.
I'm 11, so shut the f*** up.
Oh! Oh, jeez. Bria, I didn't know you could use that kind of language.
Lorelei will acknowledge this, and for once show an inkling of kindness as as she tries to just kind of change the topic. Well, do you, or does your llama know which way back to town at least?
Bree looks up at the llama and looks back at you and like,
Probably, actually.
that's probably where he came from. And she turns in, she pats his neck, and hesitantly, he stops glaring at you all and looks down at Bree. And Bree makes, she snaps and makes a motion with her hands. And the llama looks back up at you guys, kind of squints, but then turns around and starts walking back the way he came. He pauses and kind of looks behind him, make sure Bree is following.
Yep, he knows the way. Let's go.
I'll kind of look around the group.
Yeah, Lorelei.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's follow the llama. And I'll just kind of walk behind Bree.
Lorelei looks to Shunk. I guess we're following a llama.
Wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've done today, but okay.
Lorelei will turn and follow.
So as you are all walking, the llama periodically glancing back at you guys, again, squinting suspiciously at you, but he doesn't try to spit on you anymore.
I'll squint back.
Oh no.
Anytime.
As you try to squint back, he spits at you.
As Lorelei kind of rubs it off of her.
Havoc, no, stop it. Stop.
She, Bree, grabs his face, holds it, stop it.
I'm gonna kind of, walk back towards Shunk, and I'm gonna lean in really close and be like, Shunk, I want to pet the llama so bad, but I don't want it to spit on me.
I've heard that if you open your mouth really wide and you go to pet llamas, they're really friendly.
I'm gonna kind of, just look at Shunk really weird after he says that. Like, I'm gonna ponder the information for a minute before I actually follow through with it. For once in my life. So I'll just gonna like walk next to him silently. But like if you looked at her, you would see she's like doing the mental math, like, would that actually work? And like, if you approach it and then I don't see how that could work, but maybe.
Shunk just nudges her a bit and is like, listen, I've been in the wilds. I've dealt with plenty of llamas.
You really just want her to get spit upon in the mouth, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna continue considering my options as we walk.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are walking for a few minutes when suddenly the llama starts picking up the pace, and Brie kind of has to jog to keep up with him, and then he just starts running a little bit, kind of bounding again, and takes a turn where the ravine kind of starts to open up at a slant, and he takes a turn and like goes behind this big boulder of rocks, and after a moment Brie just swings and like follows right behind him, and you can hear her just my stuff!
I'm gonna follow around behind the boulder if I can and see what she's talking about.
As soon as you come over, the llama whirls around and like immediately blocks your path.
I quickly back up. Hands out, like, I mean, you no harm kind of.
They're like,
gesture.
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so I'll take like a couple steps back. I'll try to, like, not actually moving, but kind of like leaning, almost as if you're like trying to look over someone's shoulder, but like looking over the llama.
Yeah.
Bree, what is it? What did you find?
I guess if you guys wanted to hurt me, you probably would have done so anyway, and if you tried now, Havoc would probably just kill you, so it's probably fine.
That's reassuring.
And with that, she steps around the llama and in front of you all, and she is now holding a golden staff, and there's a crown on her head.
I knew
And
it!
she bows to you and goes,
I'm Queen Bravera Nevermore, the new Queen of Verona.
I knew it!
This is not a character at all, and this is me being shook.
Shunk still doesn't trust her.
Holy crap. Rushing to my notes. Please, Kate, carry the combo for a second.
Okay. I'll kind of look at her for a second. You're Queen Bavaria.
Yup.
I feel like I'm phased a little tiny bit, but I kind of quickly shake it off. And I'll do like a small little curtsy. Well, it is nice to formally meet you, Your Highness. Yeah, I'll curtsy, maybe slightly keeping an eye on the llama so he doesn't eat me.
Lorelei, now thinking back to all the times she has mistreated this child, all of the times she has called this child possibly names, looks to her. Oh, you're the queen I was going to see, Your Highness, as she bows a bit surprised.
This does not change Shunk's mind at all. He still doesn't like children.
I'm going
fair.
to elbow Shunk as subtly as I can, but also as hard as I can. Like, okay, come on, like.
He just scowls up at Philly and is like, what, do you want me to bow lower than I am right now?
Yes! She's royalty, be respectful.
You're royalty as well.
This is true.
Again, I am not royalty. I am the daughter of a goddess. It is different. And I'm like smiling through my teeth.
I mean, that's kind of royalty.
You're like super royalty.
Yeah, it's kind of royalty.
I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna continue being in my curtsy, trying to ignore the fact that we're arguing in front of the queen.
Your Highness, what are you doing way out here in the middle of nowhere? I know you said you don't remember, but should you not be in the kingdom?
Well, I was. And then I was underground.
Did you see a big plume of darkness, and then you just appeared underground?
I think so. I don't remember a whole lot. Oh, so I left the castle for the first time, and we were just getting ready for the announcement speech thing, and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up underground.
Well, if my timing's correct, I think by the time... How long were you underground for? Were you counting seconds or anything?
No.
I didn't think so. I wasn't either.
But, she kind of looks up at the sky. If it's the same day, we definitely missed the speech. We definitely, yeah. There was no speech. I was not there to get it.
This poor child. I'll kind of, kneel down so I'm on her level again. Hey, it's okay that you missed your speech. It's not your fault, okay?
I know. I mean, I wouldn't choose to fall into an underground pit anyway, so...
Yeah, I thought you would think so. We should probably get you back to the kingdom then, shouldn't we?
Yeah... Guard is probably freaking out a lot right now.
You see a slight smirk on Lorelei's face as you kind of hear her just say to herself, Nira would be so jealous right now.
Huh?
Nothing. Shall we escort you back to your kingdom then, Your Highness?
She grins and, takes her staff and, lightly taps, both of you on the shoulder.
Indeed, and so my savior shall escort me back to the royal kingdom.
Billy's trying not to cry. This means a lot to her. More than you'll ever know. Yeah, she wipes away a little tear that's starting to form in her eye. Yeah, let's get you back to the kingdom. And I'll stand up from, back to my full height again.
How you doing over there, Shunk?
I know, does Shunk get knighted too, or is he just standing 15 feet back?
I imagine he's standing way far back.
He's just still side-eyeing the llama.
The llama is staring directly at you.
Staring contest.
This llama is... It's a little unsettling how this llama is staring at you with murderous intent.
And you think Shunk's not doing the same?
I feel like we need competitive intimidation checks to see who loses the the staring contest.
Roll an intimidation check.
Okay. 19.
Oh my gosh. This is to me hoping that the llama has a character sheet.
He does.
Yes!
He does. Alright, Havoc got an unnatural 20. So
You
eventually,
jerk.
unfortunately, Shunk, your eyes just get... It's not that you, got scared. It's just that your eyes got dry and you had to blink. But regardless, Bree kind of guides Havoc away from staring at you and continues on towards the exit of the ravine. So you guys, continue following the llama, and it takes a while, but eventually the ravine opens up, and you're basically on even ground at this point. And you're walking for a while longer. You kind of go out into these open, not exactly plains, there's some grass here and there, but it's mostly just dusty, dry ground. It's not overly hot, but it's just kind of barren out here. And as you continue walking, the ground finally starts to slope upwards, where it gets more grass, and Bree kind of takes the lead here, running up, and she stops at the top, and you can hear a small gasp from her.
I'm scared. Is it a sad gasp or a happy gasp?
Oh no, the kingdom's on fire.
Like a shocked gasp.
Expecting that scene from Mulan. Oh god.
No! Oh! Don't make this a girl worth fighting for moment.
Funny you should say that.
Fighting!
Okay. Wait, no copyright!
Would Shunk be Mushu or would the llama be Mushu?
Oh, Shunk is Mushu, the llama is the horse.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll run up to be by Bree, or as close as the llama will let me be, to see if she's okay.
On the
Yeah,
other
I'll-
side of the, like, away from the llama.
Yeah, I'll make my way up too to see what she's looking at.
Shunk can't see a thing. There's all these tall people in front of him.
And he's not gonna move to change that?
No, he's just standing behind everyone.
This is his fate. He's accepted it.
Alright. And then the rest of you look and see what you can assume was the capital.
I don't like the way you said that.
Not only just... not only pretty much ruined, but it looks like the ground beneath it had completely disappeared, and there is a huge gaping chasm where there used to be a town. You can mostly see rubble. There's still some like dust and such flowing up. You can see further back, tucked into cliffside, is the castle, which seems mostly unharmed from where you're standing, but it's not easy to see. There are a few buildings on the outskirts that didn't fall in, but are also broken down. There's rubble and piles of rock, and it's just all broken down and sunken into this huge chasm now.
While everybody's looking at it, all shocked and sad, Shunk just goes, "Huh, so that's how you ended up underground."
Oh, no, actually, that's a good point. That's probably true.
I can't believe you just said that. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you
No,
can. And,
no,
hey,
I
Bree
can't.
agreed with them. Bree agrees with them.
Mouth agape, just staring at the hole. Maybe starting to cry a little bit. She's kind of a emotional gal.
Immediately as Lorelei's eyes are kind of scanning this chasm, do I see any bodies? Do I see any survivors? Do I see anyone around here?
From where you're standing, it's hard to see like individual people, but you do see from the distance you're at, they almost look like little bugs, but you do see kind of a cluster of people gathering around somewhere. And as you guys are taking this in, Bree and Havoc, the llama, just start going down the slope, just heading right on in.
Hold on, Your Highness, we don't know if it's safe, as Lorelei will quickly follow behind.
She kind of stops and like has to like reach out to also stop the llama.
Shunk just kind of like strolls past as he kind of takes the llama's reins. It's like, well, let's go hit someone.
Steals
What
the
is
llama.
your armor class again, Shunk?
Oh no!
15.
The llama kicks you, and I'll give you 1 point of damage for that.
Oh
Yeah, I'll take
no!
That 1 point is
Stop it!
significant
No,
for us.
stop!
And what
Stop it!
one?
And Shunk is down. Kidding.
Instantly dead.
After he gets
Have it,
kicked by the
stop it.
llama, he just kind of shrugs it off. He's like, oh, okay, guess I'll go hit someone. As he makes his way down.
Sorry.
Bree is like scolding the llama, like, we talked about this.
Does the llama have like, so like on that fancy like sash he's got, does the llama have like a do not pet like sticker on it?
Nope.
Good to know.
She's just, I mean, his name is Havoc for a reason. Let's go with that.
How big is this pit? Like how wide is it?
Wide enough to take out a city.
I was gonna say it's about the size of
So
a
it's
city.
literally the entire city, not just a hole in the city?
Pretty much the entire city, yes.
Oh my god.
Like, there are a
Okay.
few buildings and houses on the outskirts that, that didn't fall in, but the majority of the city is in a hole.
Philly will kind of like snap out of her shock and look to Lorelei. I think one of us should take Bree to the castle so that everyone there knows she's okay. And one of us should help the survivors.
Well, if they know Bree is all right, wouldn't that put a target on her head?
Why would you say that?
Whoever did this clearly had malicious intent. As she gestures, there is a hole in the city.
What? You think someone did this?
I don't know, but whoever did it,
Is it possible?
I have no idea. Unless there's a rock the size of the city that just flew from the atmosphere.
Is that
I
possible?
have no other explanation unless someone did it. And that's the only assumption we got. Unless one of you have a better idea.
It could have just been a natural disaster. I mean, they happen and they destroy things all the time.
Maybe Joris sneezed?
Oh, God. I did say that, didn't I?
Shunk just calls out from like down the slope back at the party and is like, "You're not gonna find out from up there."
He's right.
And she, like, slowly starts to shuffle. Like, she's looking at you, Lorelei, but she's, like, shuffling down, like, waiting for your permission.
Lorelei will look to you, Philly. Come get your kid.
I'm nobody's kid!
Bree, is there anybody you know of the castle? Anybody there who would want to know that you're safe right now?
Yeah, like, everyone, pretty much.
Does anyone have any kind of cloak or something we can put over her, just so she ain't recognizable?
Shave the llama and put the wall around her. We could take the little thing off the llama.
We could wrap it around her little blanket, cover her head.
You know what? I'll like flutter over and approach the llama, kind of hands out. Look, Havoc, I'm gonna need to take your saddle blanket because, before he can like spit on me, because we care about Bree, we know you care about Bree, and we need her to be the safest she can be right now. So if we can just borrow the saddle blanket, that would be really great.
What do you need the blanket for?
And you call me crazy or talking to the llama.
Touche. Okay, does the llama kill me? How many HP do I lose?
What's your armor class?
I hate this. I didn't get right up on it. I was talking at it from a distance, if that helps.
I mean, you can still spit.
Oh, done. 13 armor class.
You just hear Shunk from down the hill is like, "Open your mouth."
He spits at you, but it misses. It, like, just lands at your feet.
I gotta, like, shuffle back.
What do you need the blanket for?
I'll kind of turn back to Bree. Look, I don't know what caused this, but in case Lorelei is right and there's somebody out there who wants to hurt you and your kingdom, we need to make sure that your identity's protected.
I mean, my identity's kind of already a secret, though. Like, I've never been out in public. I've never been allowed to leave the castle up until today. And on top of that, I've got a guard llama. We'll be perfectly fine.
At least take the crown off your head.
Well, put away where?
And she takes her crown off, and she hops, and she puts it around the llama's neck.
God.
Can we, like, push wool around it so that it hides it on the llama's neck?
So you can, like, she, like, takes the blanket and kind of puts it over most of it.
That works.
I mean, I was gonna appear in public anyway.
Maybe not now, or at least not yet.
So yeah, I guess we should probably head down into the hole and see what's going on.
Into the hole.
In the hole.
Wait, where are we
Where'd
going?
the kid go? In the hole.
In the hole.
In the hole.
All right.
But, okay.
Let's go to the hole.
Well, you don't need to go into the hole. We're trying to go around it.
Let's go to the hole, but not in the hole.
Wait, we're not going in the hole?
No.
Well, I
No.
can go in the hole because I can just slide back out. But
No.
'cause I'm cool and I have
We're
wings
going
and
around the
stuff.
hole. Not going in the hole.
Okay.
Around the hole.
Yeah, we'll go to the edge of the hole.
The hole.
Okay. Once again, Bree kind of stands back, lets the llama take the lead, and the llama actually is pretty confidently takes the lead and is finding his way like around like the cracks and crevices and
It's because he did it.
like overall everything, like, you know, the thing, all the cracks and crevices that come from the hole, and finding like the even steady ground, and it actually doesn't take all that long for you guys to finally get over to the area where most of the people are gathered.
Can we see kind of what the general commotion is with the people gathered? Like, what are they doing? What are they talking about?
Yeah, what's the vibe check here? Can we do a vibe check?
A vibe check. Well, actually, as you are approaching, you can see it is just a group of people, seems to be civilians, standing kind of bunched together. There are a few people standing on like rubble or like on higher ground almost. Seems like they're trying to talk. Like some people are mumbling among each other. Some off to the side you can see are trying to help the wounded. You can actually see a few people here and there with red cloaks with the same insignia that is on Havoc's cloak. So it's safe to assume those would be some of the royal guards. And standing higher up on some of the rubble is a man in a pretty large robe. He's got like short graying hair, and is addressing the crowd. It's kind of hard to make out what is being said, but as you get closer, you can kind of hear some of the voices murmuring, and can finally make out what this guy is more or less preaching to the others. In the absence of the queen, I shall take on the responsibility of the recovery effort. Sorry. Anyway, the DM can only do like 3 voices, and we'll be cycling through them throughout the campaign. Sorry, everyone.
Me too, that's okay.
Alright, and as he is going off about this, you can hear, some mumbles, and a few, like, the people who you can only assume to be the guards they look exasperated, irritated, like it almost physically pains them every word that comes out of this guy's mouth.
Yeah, I was already getting sus vibes from this guy.
You can tell from the voice.
Lorelei's gonna lean into Bree and very quietly be like, "Who's this clown?"
I have no idea.
Oh.
And then she pretty much just skips over and,
I'm back!
and immediately everyone like stops and turns to look over at this child.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Billy, get your kid.
All the eyes turn on you, and you can actually see some of the guards. As soon as they see her, it's this look of relief that comes over their faces, and immediately some of them come running over to Bree. Some of the people start to follow, and you can see the guy still standing on the rubble behind you. He still had his hands up when he turned around, and he slowly puts his arms down and is frowns just at what's happening.
Who the hell is this guy? Oh god.
He really tried to be Prince Hans, but except for being royalty, he's just some dude. And he's like, look what I can do, all the queen's gone.
No, that is actually 100% true. I'm gonna give this to you now. That is 100% true.
I love it.
He's literally just some guy.
I love it so much. He's just some guy.
Yes, some guy.
I'm gonna kind of not come to stand. Yeah, actually, no, what the heck? I'm gonna come, forward to meet up with Bree, to come stand by her.
Well, you try to, but you're pretty much blocked by the guards who are clamoring around her, checking over her, making sure she's okay. One in particular, there's one who looks way too young to be a guard, definitely around Bree's age, who is almost in tears and just hugging the life out of her.
Oh!
Shunk just whispers in the kid's ear. He's like, yes, strangle her.
No! What? And he jumps and looks over at you what?
Can I just punch Shunk away before he gets himself killed?
It was worth it.
this poor kid who was like already near tears is like panicking again, like like looking at all of you.
I'll come in and try to get close, and as soon as Shunk's like, murder the child, I'm just gonna like flap out my wing and just completely cover him from the guard's view.
Basically, as all this is happening, there are, the civilians kind of coming around. There's a lot of confusion. They're just kind of looking around at each other, like, okay, why are they freaking out over this kid? But you can see a few of them are kind of starting to connect the dots. They've got like their hands over their mouth as they're like staring in shock as they come to realize who this kid is and why it's such a big deal about this. One of the guards turns and kind of extends an arm and starts to push the crowd back to kind of give everyone some space.
Are we being pushed back as well, or are we just kind of there?
Or are we the cool kids?
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are probably fine.
Yeah.
With, just at a regular distance, you're probably good, especially now that Brie has censored Shunk.
Wait, just so I heard you correctly, the guard who's hugging Brie, he a young boy like her age, or she, or they?
Kid Brie's age, and he uses both he and they pronouns.
Okay.
Any way you put it, this kid's got a crush on her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay.
Why did you guys immediately jump to that?
Oh, they're so cute. Okay.
We crave the romance in our RPG stories.
If anything, I was expecting someone to, like, I don't know, try to seduce an NPC, like one of the player characters, but, I guess shipping NPCs together works too. I don't know. I wasn't ready for that right out the gate.
I'm gonna romance a llama.
Oh, please
you
do.
are not.
Do it. I'll take my wing away and let you romance the llama.
It is not happening. It is not happening.
You're like, the llama's happily married.
The llama is not a romanceable NPC.
Not with that attitude.
The llama loves none. The llama chooses only violence.
Violence is the name of his wife.
Violent and
His llama wife.
Yeah, his llama wife.
Actually, that'd be really funny. Havoc and violence.
His human wife. It's a Roger Rabbit situation.
Oh god.
No! I am gonna look into adding another llama named Violence now, though, because that's really
Perfect.
funny.
But I think during all of this, Lorelei would just kind of stay out of Brie's way because this is royal business now. So unless they address her, she's just gonna chill.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like I would kind of be like standing back, keeping an eye on everything, but like
Yeah.
almost like I want to jump into the fray, but like I know I can't.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right. So while this chatter is going on, you guys actually some of the civilians are kind of like making their way like sort of by you guys as well, and some of them are kind of looking at you. Obviously, none of you are from here, so there are no faces that you recognize, and nobody really recognizes you. It's been a pretty chaotic day in the kingdom with the everything. So they're all kind of trying to piece together exactly what is going on. And while Brie pretty much is swept off by the guard, she seems to be talking with them, and the man from before descends from the rubble, gets down to the floor and like kind of pushes his way through the crowd, not really caring that he's being quite rude. And as he comes over, one of the guards actually turns to him and immediately puts an arm up and back off. He just like holds his hands and just like steps back, but the expression on his face is definitely one of irritation. Like he's trying to look polite, but you can tell he's It's the customer service smile.
Mm.
Oh no.
It's definitely the customer service smile. One of the guards finally turns to look at you three. Is Philly still censoring Shunk?
I'll put my wing down so that he can see the three of us, so I don't look like I'm hiding anything.
So it seems like among the commotion and stuff, you couldn't really hear the conversation that was going on. But as this guard walks over to you, this guard is a tiefling with long dark hair. She
Sorry, continue. Sorry.
What was that?
I love tieflings. Continue.
She kind of makes her way around the crowd over to you and glances at all of you and just kind of crosses her arms and, I haven't seen any of you around before. What are your names?
I will stick my hand out, like to shake hands. My name's Philomena Brio.
And I am Briomena Philo.
Lorelei will look to Shunk and just whatever, and look to the guard. Lorelei, Alethea, pleasure to meet you.
The guard kind of takes a minute, kind of glances at Shunk a little longer, but and then like glances over at you too, like is he serious?
I just met him, and it's best just play along.
I'll kind of like see her confusion, and this is Shunk, and I'll kind of point down to Shunk.
Okay, so the guard glances between you all, but then finally she settles for a nod and right. Well, Bree says you were a big help when she fell, so thank you on behalf of the entire guard and the kingdom. My name is Celine. I'm the royal mage.
We were just glad we were able to find her and bring her back okay.
What exactly happened around here? Do you know what caused this?
Well, as far as we can tell, it seems like an earthquake, but we don't really know anything beyond that. It seems to have come out of nowhere, but right now we're just trying to focus on recovery and making a list of everyone who's gone missing or otherwise.
Right. And how long ago did this happen exactly?
Happened earlier this morning, a little after sunrise.
God. Do we remember what time, like, when we were all in the city respectively, and like, was it in the morning when we got yeeted out of there?
Yep, it was about pretty much around that time, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did anybody else besides the queen suddenly disappear once the earthquake started?
Unfortunately, yeah, it seems like a lot of people fell. And she just kind of glances back at the crevice and it doesn't look good. It's not looking fun.
As we were like coming into the city, did this look like a bottomless pit, or is there? Can we see all the rubble like right down below?
You could see there are some piles of rubble like high enough to get up to the surface, but other than like a few of those, it seems like a bottomless pit. It's like pitch black down there. It is, yeah.
Oh.
That is a deep earthquake.
It is, yes, it is very, very deep.
Jeez, okay.
But seeing as you all and the queen herself have made it out with minor injuries, well, I'm sure that'll bring a lot of hope to a lot of the families up here.
The story of us getting down there is a bit strange. I don't think we should talk about it out in the open like this. She kind of looks around all the panicked people.
They're like mumbling among each other, and she kind of glances around. Right.
But if you'd permit us, I'm sure we'd have some information we could share and hopefully get some in return.
Yeah. That'd be great. Just give me a moment. Well, I'd like to take you and the queen back to the castle. I don't want to leave everyone out here. Let me talk to some of the other guards and we can figure out who goes where.
All right.
I'll kind of just nod, being like, yep, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Logan, are we is there something going on here? Do you?
Logan has found her romanceable NPC.
Bro, listen, tieflings, listen. I'm straight, right?
listening.
But when you give me a hot tiefling woman, that's it.
Okay, yeah, noted. Writing this. Write that down.
I am straight, but I will fold. Give me a tiefling man, and I'm gone. I will run away with him. Like, I'll leave the campaign.
As the guards start to talk again, you can hear the chatter of the people around you, and some of them are starting to approach you, and you start getting a few questions as people are poking at you, and one woman comes over and asks, "You really fell down there and you survived? Does that mean there are others down there?"
Billy's kind of like overwhelmed with all the questions, like trying her best to answer everyone, but it's kind of like stuttering and not really sure what I'm supposed to say, or like, yeah, what I'm supposed to really tell these people.
How did you get out?
Hole.
What?
I believe he said hole.
Yeah, that doesn't really answer my question.
We sort of just followed some tunnels and found our way out.
Tunnels?
Yes.
Was it like a straight tunnel? Were there a lot of tunnels?
There were. It was a little bit of both.
Do you think other people could get out? Where did you get out?
Like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell these, like, panicked citizens.
And some people, even as they're, like, asking questions, others are kind of, like, holding them back, like, hey, they can't answer everything. Just calm down. But, considering there are a lot of missing family members here, saying calm down isn't really gonna work.
No, yeah. As I kind of, like, notice that people are panicked and, like, kind of the thought sets in, like you said, like people are searching for their families and they're panicked about people that are missing or lost. I'll kind of like find some clarity in that. Look, we don't know exactly how we ended up down there. And I'm sorry to tell you that we didn't see anyone else down there. But we know where we came out of. I'm sure it could be possible to launch some sort of search party down there, at some point, maybe to find people who are missing and lost. That should be, pardon me making, suggestions, but that should be a priority for everyone here.
A lot of murmurs and like nods of agreement, and
I just started a mutiny against the kingdom on accident.
Yeah, and you can hear quite a few voices and like mentions of names among the different people and like who they're looking for. And during this, actually, one lady is suddenly pushed aside by the tall, gray-haired man before. He's
gosh,
just quite rudely shoved aside. And you went through the tunnels, you say?
Oh God, here he is.
This is all. Hey, what do you want from me? This is all I can do.
Philly's like normally very, very friendly with people. This guy is just like giving her the off vibes. So I feel like she's gonna try not be rude, but like her body language just automatically recoils from this guy.
Like her feathers poof up like a scared cat.
Yeah, like her little ear tufts on her head's kind of like poof out. She kind of like stands back, her wings kind of spread out a little bit, kind of defensively. As he just kind of like barges his way into the middle of the crowd, I'm assuming.
Yep.
I kind of like look at him up and down, like trying not to look rude. Look, we don't know exactly what happened down there. That's all I know. I'm sorry I can't tell you more.
He kind of glances at you, Lorelei.
What, you got a problem with me or something, bud?
Well, not at all. I was simply asking for a little more, detail on the tunnels you may have encountered down there. Dear podcast listeners, the DM does not take criticism on the voices she does.
Lorelei gestures over to Philly. Well, as my friend just told you, that's all we know.
He, kind of, like, leans back. He's, like, scratching his beard, kind of, and, like, looking at you all.
Oh, he's got a beard, too? This man screams evil.
Oh, he's got
man.
the mustache. He's got a mustache and beard.
Oh, come on!
But so does Shunk.
Oh, I have a beard and a mustache.
But his is like a beard mustache combo, and he's so short. Like,
and he's
Oh yeah, short people can
And he's
be
short.
evil.
and he's short.
Great, now I'm just picturing the Duke of Wesselton.
You know what? Why not? Why not? Duke Wesselton, but like way taller.
Oh,
Gotcha,
I was gonna say,
okay.
like, how short is this dude? Is he like Shunk's height?
Oh no, he's a human and he is pretty tall for human standards too. So that being said, he's a twig. Don't worry.
Sweet.
Just because he's tall doesn't mean he's beefy. He is.
All right, we could
This
take
is
him
a
if we
stick.
needed to, guys. We could take him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I think Lorelei herself could just like headbutt him and
Yeah.
snap him in half.
I could. Don't cross me, bud. Don't cross me.
With that, he kind of leans back in, scratches at his beard, and he kind of glances over at you, Shunk.
What, you want to say something? Shunk just like squares up to him.
He like holds his hands up and like steps back, like, okay, I was just curious, is all.
I'll just stare him down.
He has this like terse yet kind of polite smile, and he just steps back into the crowd a little bit, but is clearly keeping an eye on you guys.
Shunk will just
And
put himself between like him and the party.
a little shiver runs through Philly. I usually like everyone, but that guy gave me the creeps.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
Luckily, he does not hear you.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Lorelei real quick. Did you just say that I was your friend?
Did I? I didn't say that.
I think you did.
I didn't. You must be hearing things.
I heard it, and you can deny all you want, but you said that we were friends.
Well, you say what you think you heard, and I know what I said, so.
I'll kind of just shrug it off, but smiling, knowing that I'm right.
Celine comes up behind you all again and just kind of waits for you to finish your little conversation between you, debating whether or not you are friends. And then she just kind of lightly clears her throat to get your attention. Would one person, like to make a quick insight check here?
My insight's at 0, so if someone's got something better.
Mine's +5.
Oh, then yeah, probably you should do it.
Unless yours is higher, Shunk.
Yeah, no, I'm just one.
Okay, I'll go ahead then. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That's an 8.
You didn't really notice anything in that case. But she does come up to you all and, all right, we're ready to go.
All right.
Lead the way.
And so there, she turns up front, basically in front of the queen is a large dragonborn guard who is kind of dispersing the crowd, leading the way away from the public and out towards the castle. On one side of Brie is the llama, on the other is the way too young to be a guard. And Celine takes up the rear behind all of you as well, kind of helping to like disperse the crowd, reassuring everyone who's like worried that there's still going to be guards around to help them, that they will be back soon. They just need to discuss what to do next. And that is a pretty good spot to wrap up our session with us all heading up to the castle.
Yay!
All right.
Perfect.
Philly didn't die this
Awesome.
session. Oh my god.
I know. What a
Wow.
miracle.